Before we get started, a little welcome from and a hello and some information from Amy Mahoney of the Wellness Resource Center. Thanks, Amy.
Hi everybody and welcome and thank you for having me. I just want to say thank you all for being here today, and I really wish that I could stay and listen to everybody's what everyone has to share, and I see we're being recorded, so I hope I can watch after. But I wanted to introduce myself. I'm the wellness counselor, and I meet with students to support students who are dealing with stress, anxiety, mental health issues. I can meet with students short term to provide support, but also connect to community providers. And I'm part of the Wellness Resource Center. We have other resources available as well, coaching, time management, organization. And just want to put in a little plug for today. Today might feel very heavy for many people in this room, and you're not alone, and there are people here to talk to and to provide support. And I am a social worker by profession, and my work is in advocacy and using my voice in many ways, so I respect and love to hear people using their voices. And while our voices don't always have the impact we want in the moment, eventually, I believe, I'm an optimist, I believe that they do. So thank you, and I look forward to watching and hearing what you all have to say. All right, I left a flyer over there with my information. You can email wellness@middlesex.edu. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Amy. And challenging times for us in this week, in this day after. But we are celebrating our democratic voices, and today we want to celebrate our own creative voices at Middlesex. And I am Tom Laughlin, the coordinator of the Creative Writing Program. I want to welcome you to this Slam Your Vote, open poetry and fiction reading and contest. So we're going to celebrate, and we're also going to, at the end, make some choices that will help somebody win a prize of $50 worth of swag from the college bookstore. I want to start by thanking a few people. The Office of Student Engagement supports our efforts here in the Creative Writing Program, as well as the Creative Writing Program and the Liberal Arts Division. And this is also co-sponsored with the Office for Civic and Service Learning. And want to thank them. Also want to thank Jeff Kaplan and his Communications Department interns who are recording this and do great work for us to help get our work out there. Want to thank also Beth Noel of the Marketing Office who helps get work out. So again, I'm excited. We have about 8 or 9 readers today of poetry and fiction. Again, want to help provide some warmth and some support for them in this warm, supportive environment that we have at Middlesex Community College. So let them hear some positive reinforcement to their efforts to put forth their creative juices, creative energies, creative words. So without further ado, we'll start with our reading with our first reader is Sreya Pyles. Sreya.
This poem is in the form of a list. It's called What's in Your Bedroom Post-Presidential Election 2024. 1. A library under your desk, stocked with titles like the new Jim Crow and he, she, they. They're not illegal, but they're not allowed either. The pages are faded and stained a deep brown from all of the nights you spent attempting to cram their knowledge into your head. 2. A card you wrote when you were young, bursting with false hope and a pitiful naivete. The weathered cardstock is still adorned with the colors of your flag because you loved America then. You wrote birthday cards to your country's independence and colored in the bubble letters with thick Crayola markers beneath the sky of sickeningly celebratory explosions that would someday only sound like wartime. 3. An empty box of emergency contraceptive from a mistake you made moons ago. You should have thrown it out, hidden it away, but you're too sentimental. And someday, when Plan B becomes Plan E, F, and G, an empty box like this could be worth thousands, a relic that could serve as a reminder from a time of safety and security that is now long lost. 4. A paper you penned with an A scrawled across the cover, still propped stiff against the piles of old paperwork. It's a monument to a moment in time when your voice was valued, when your words had weight, when those around you weren't so terrified of listening. 5. A tube of colorful hair dye and a collection of formal ties from the days when your mere existence felt just a little less dangerous, when emphasizing your differences felt a little less like taping a kick me sign note to your spine or a touch me sign to your box braids or breasts. 6. A photo of you as a child on your stepfather's shoulders. You're clinging to his neck with small brown hands. The comfort and security you express in this picture feels foreign now, probably because it was taken after you learned to accept what separated you. Definitely because it was taken before he revealed he couldn't do the same for you, or wouldn't. 7. A dried up sticker containing 6 red and blue letters clinging to the frame of your bed that proves you did what was right that day. A loose watermelon pin that proves right is relative. A bright-eyed blonde man on a 1989 cover of Time magazine that makes you question whether any of it would have mattered in the end. 8. Your passport, tucked deep into your desk drawer, stuffed with savings plans and travel brochures from when you thought you might bolt. It was an exciting prospect, romantic even, until you were faced with the reality of having nowhere else to go and far too much to leave behind. You grab it now because it's exactly what you came for. You'll need an ID if you're going to register your motherfucking uterus.
Thank you, Sreya. Our next reader, Z. Z?
Ez.
What?
Ez.
Ez. Sorry. Ez.
Alright, I forgot my phone. I was gonna read something new, but I'm reading something from last year's Dead River Review. So submit to Dead River Review. This is Ugly Poem 8. I drive differently when I'm alone, recklessly. I stop shorter and closer. I swerve in speed, high on the way it feels to cross yellow lines. I imagine a crash, vividly. I can hear it, loud and violent, my arms and legs shattered, lying on the pavement and glass. I'm sprawled out, painfully, crumpled metal twisting skyward, acrid body smoke and sirens, swimming in the highway. I could do it if I wanted. Blindly, I could destroy and be destroyed. Solitary, never alone. Following ghosts I promise I won't create.
Thank you, Ez. Our next reader, Will Fiction, is Will Jewell. Will.
What I wrote here was an assignment from class. It was just write a lie and develop it, essentially. Acceptance. I am everything I am not. I do not hide behind a mask. I am confident in who I am. I do not know where I am, but I am sure of where I will go. All I know is who I am. Someone who has worked hard to reach where they are. Someone who is calm, cordial, and confident. Someone who doesn't lie to themselves. I remember who I once was, who I could have been. Someone struggling to find their way in the world. Someone who hasn't left their nest. Someone who I am not. I have found my way in the world through becoming an architect. I have gone and found a new home for myself. I have learned to map the complexities of life, to transverse that wooded foliage artistically. I am not perfect. I am who I am. I value the antiquities of life. I am drawn to their outwardly appearance, to how they might look within my humble abode. My favorite novel is The Pickwick Papers by Charles Dickens, perhaps largely for the greatest cardinal sin of literature. I judge this work entirely by its cover. The story, though never having read it, would never encapsulate me like the old bindings from over 150 years prior. Despite being different, I still find myself being the same materialistic person I could have been. Perhaps I'm not quite everything I am not. I'm in my room, my lone existence marked by the warm lamp shining down towards the drafting papers. The wind outside sings with the sway of the trees in the nightly sky. I look out to the horizon from upon the hill and see the trees stretch into the distance, clearings harboring streets full of people. I see lights ablaze and people cheering on the sidewalks. The loneliness begins to creep upon me as the wind blows uphill. I have decided to begin reading. I am confronted with a problem for which I have no answer. For all of my accomplishments throughout academics, for how well I've made a living for myself, I sit alone. The world moves on without me while I am stuck within the confines of my home. I cannot help but think if this is a sign similar between who I could have been, or something only afflicting me. How do I come to live with what I've done? I no longer read anymore. Anytime I find to read a book, instead I read my life. I see mistakes I've made, decisions I yearn so badly to make differently, the life once lived. I no longer work anymore. Instead, I failingly work to fix what cannot be changed. I become transfixed on the past and weep at what I see, myself. If only I did something different, perhaps things would have turned out differently for me. I no longer know who I am anymore. I cannot accept who I am anymore. All I do is look back on what was, no longer on what is or will be. These are how the nights are spent. The wind's no longer singing but howling at me, shrieking at all I have become. I have lost who I am because I am everything I am not.
Thanks, Will. Our next reader is Morgan Burke. Morgan.
So I have two short poems that I'm reading. They were just assignments for class. The first one is called Broken Home. The curtains are draped in a very pale blue. The walls are stained with an off-white hue. There are holes that are hidden behind each frame, and for that there are just a few people to blame. The tiles are mixed-matched, caked with chips and scratches. Burn this house down, all you'll need a few matches. The couches and sofas are more than worn down, each one a reminder of Cinderella's stitched gown. The ceiling fan wiggles with every breath that it takes, and if it falls down, what's not broken will break. The only thing comforting inside this room are the decade-old blankets emitting cigarette fumes, and maybe the grandfather clock that rests on the wall near the entry to the corridor, the bright yellow tall hall. And then the second one is called Ways to Be 17. And it's inspired by Gwendolyn Brooks' We Real Cool. Hearts racing, falling skies, purple sunsets, bloodshot eyes, loud laughter, smiles wide, teeth showing, ride or die, backseat balloons, helium drunk, bass erupting from the trunk, pinks and blues, cotton candy, sour tongues, shots of brandy, wasted youth, our nirvana, windows cloudy, marijuana, kissing, touching, holding hands, every corner, open cans, vulnerability, secrets told, our bodies young, our minds are old, buzzing warmth, downing beer, punching the gas without a fear, open-minded, hearts of gold, we don't do what we are told.
Thank you, Morgan. So our next reader is Angel de la Portilla. Did I say that name right?
Yeah.
Yes, good.
This is actually the first time that I'm ever gonna read something, so please be patient. Through my eyes, I see you. I wish you can see through my eyes, to witness your strength, to behold your boundless beauty, to understand the light you carry, and to know there is no one like you. I don't understand when I see you in tears, when in quiet whisper you ask, what did I have wrong? Others might think I don't understand, but I do. I hear you. I feel you. It pains me when I see you questioning yourself, wondering over and over again, what did I do wrong? You've done nothing wrong, I swear. Quite the opposite. I wish you could see you through my eyes that are also yours. Don't you see? I've spent my days trying to catch your gaze, to make you feel how precious you are, how priceless, how irreplaceable. I do not understand when you look at the mirror and speak of your body. I thought it was not divine. This body, the one you criticize, is every one that made me. And that to me is everything. I see your efforts, your quiet strength, you tend to care. Even when you're sick, you tend to me, to the food, to the house, to the world, you will. And yet, I don't know why you can't see it. How much you're worth. You are worth the universe and more. And you are the most beautiful thing in my world, in all worlds. I don't know how to make you understand that you are my entire universe. That when you smile, you illuminate my heart, my soul, my face. I see the sleepless nights, the quiet weeping, the love you give endless, but the love you forget to give yourself. And I don't know how to make you see, how to make you feel that you are everything to me. I wish just once that you could see yourself through my eyes, strong, brave, beautiful, because to me, you're all of that. You are the most beautiful thing in my universe, and all I can do is hold your face in my hand, smile, and wish you can feel that you are my entire world. I see you, Mom, always.
Thank you, Angel. Our next reader is Meke Nyahn. Meke.
Hello, everyone. This is Meke from Mr. Willie class. I am going to be doing two poems. One is Life Flip, another one I Can See How Far. The very first one, I'm going to try to do a little singing in opera and regular song. So, because nobody have done it, and I think it's really cool. So it goes like, Life Flip, Workman's Wingle, Chevrolet's Blue. Workman wrinkles and Chevrolet kept singing the blues. Life was the beach, and Chevrolet drove in fast cars. Life schooled, Workman taught, and Chevrolet rode both. The fellows rolled stones, and Chevrolet did both. Life mooned in, we are, that's Japan. And we are, Workman, fame, and fancy, while Chevrolet played between. At all the falls, now one can say, Life flip, Chevrolet fig, and Workman straight. That's one of my favorite parts. That's the first one. The second one is I Can See How Far. I can see how far, as near approaches, I can see how far. In the darkness with no light and just dusk at the poor man's sight, I can see how far. The ocean and its winds hit nights and days, still stuck in the mighty dusky tunnel, with little left but a dark hope, with no belief, I can see how far. I can see how far. Disasters hit, and it seems like a hopeless situation, but I see how far. The walls cave in, and the waters try to overtake my helpless body, but I can see how far. Now what seems like a hopeless situation has turned out to be a great one. I can see how far. As I yell, the walls fell, lights then filled the same dark places, and now hope is alive. Belief stand in front of me. I once remember, Father said, Lisa, look how far. Now I can see how far.
next reader is Livkate Mejias. Livkate.
Hello everyone. I'm going to present Runner's High. September, the month where everything happens, changing from summer to fall, the perfect time for exercising. It's calling my name. It's close to 5 in the afternoon. I'm already outside waiting to begin my adventure. I'm wearing my black cotton sports bra, matching my leggings, my cream-colored Adidas with hints of blue and white, waiting for the moment to shine. Clear blue skies, the sun beaming down, waving hello, giving energy to all. Waiting for its time to depart. The trees sway slightly from left to right in shades of orange, green, yellow, red, and brown, knowing autumn is here. Leaves lie on the ground until they spring to life from the breeze of passing cars. They awaken, waving hello as they begin their new journey. A church is the first thing I see. It brings me peace and inner calling. Houses and apartments lay together, like one big family. Such beauty in a place that I have called home for 4 years. I would never get enough of it. 98 Smith Street, isn't it something? Being outside fills my soul with joy and relief, especially when doing something for my health. Anxiety pushed me to do this. I will never forget the lack of sleep and thoughts blazing in my mind, making me have nightmares. Such thoughts made me think I was becoming crazy, knowing it was all in my head and everything would be alright. My brothers would be fine. Before anything, stretching is a must. Never go out without doing it. Trust me, you have regrets in the long run. First, touch my toes, release of tension and stress. Something I want to do every day to make my life a little easier. My bones pop knowing what's about to come. I stretch more and more and more until knowing everything is just right. Adrenaline kicks in, my heart racing faster and faster. I'm excited for what's to come, knowing this is for my own good. My eyes shut and begins my next step. Inhale. Taking everything. Stress from home and school. Taking care of everyone. Financially unstable. Not good enough. Confused what job will be next. If I am doing the right thing. Be more open. Embrace the unknown. Exhale. Take out everything you just experienced and not think about it anymore. No need for this. Let go of everything that just happened. Repeat this 3 times over until she, my heart, stops racing. Nothing new. Same old, same old. Slowly, opening my eyes, I see the world around me and being knowing it's my time to kick ass. Flicking my left wrist, I glance at my Samsung watch, minding its business while the wristband shows white yet fading from use. Tapping the screen and swiping away, I set my watch up to running. One of my greatest passions I enjoy most working out. Running. What a thrill that always gets me at each time. Therapeutic. Something I wish I had done years ago, but I am glad I'm doing now. The enemy is me. Forever the truth. Today is my day to stop letting this control my life. I must block it out once and for all. Working out is my solution, my peace, my dignity, my everything. It has been done before. I wish I kept it as a habit instead of cowering in fear of commitment. Better late than never. My hands are in my left pocket. I pull out my shiny ruby earbuds, another safe space for my mind. In my ears they go, sitting comfortably, waiting to blast tunes. Getting my phone, I put the song that works best for this situation. Anything to cloud my mind. Final, Can't Wait to See You What You Do Next by AJR. Words both share the history and truth of where I'll go. This is the one. The countdown has just begun. 3. I jog down the hill away from home, making sure I breathe in and out. 2. I reach the barn and sprint along the sidewalk while everything flashes by in photographs. 1. Inside I grin ear to ear, knowing this will be my new tradition that will be kept forever. In and out through the nose, taking in all of Lowell. From the exhaust of cars that fill the air, cigarettes from people in their homes, puffing away their worries. Wood from trees that give us clean air and life. Grass something we don't appreciate but should since it creates life. Fruit from burgers to chickens to fries to anything worth devouring. Everything that makes up a city like Lowell. My eardrums explode left to right with beats that warm my soul. My steps, not so hard to hide, complement the flow by stepping into each beat each time, all by instinct. Opening my mouth, I lick my lips, dreading for water and air, begging me to stop. My legs pump with energy like no other, not wanting to stop anytime soon. They have a mind of their own. Here I go. I am Livkate Mejias. I will overcome my anxiety and take control. No one and nothing will stop me from making my dreams come true. I zoom along this path, smirking whenever I pass a car by, making me go faster. Strangers admire me with a glance, smiling and cheering me on, giving me more motivation and determination to finish. The sun still stretches the sky, coning me in rays, admiring the hard work I am putting on myself. Damn, I am alive. Sometimes I slow to catch my breath while jogging to give myself a cool off. Already close to half my time, now comes my first challenge. First hill up, a hill that both loves and hates me. Halfway home, I keep on going, stopping for nothing, motivating myself. Scenes flash through my mind of characters that I make up that are a part of my daily routine, keeping me company when no one is around. Each one cheers me on, including another self. My persona, the one I wish to be. She beams with joy on my charisma and stamina, acknowledging how far I go. Strawberry is her name. She looks like me. Auburn brown with Naples mustard yellow highlights and a wolf-like cut. Dark chocolate eyes full of love and creativity. Small yet full of energy. Short nails that grow at their own pace. Fair skin containing birthmarks, freckles, everything that makes me. The only difference we have is how we present ourselves. She has confidence from the start, does not care what others think, and loves who she is, able to make decisions without thinking twice. A writer telling her story to others, bringing inspiration, a spirit full of love and beauty. I created her. She is me. Today she comes and helps along the way. You got this, Liv. Go, go, go. Make it to the goal. With that, I dash to the top, knowing my legs are cramping but never stopping. Keeping moving forward, you are halfway there. A buzzing sensation from the left wrist alerts me to check. I see the time, 9.5 minutes, close to 2 miles. I must get there before 20. Vehicles pass around me, some letting me go while I wait others to give me a pass. Jogging in pace and make up for time. Sometimes I lift my sweater to admire my shadow with how it shapes my figure. I am beautiful. I am strong. I am healthy. I grin a bit. I can't help myself. Being confident with who you are makes you hot. My boyfriend has told me this many times, and I know it's true, especially when he sees how hard I've worked for this. Light breezes come by to cool me, tempting me to stop and walk. Never! I must keep going. I am close home. My next challenge is here, another hill. Oh, I fucking love these hills. Especially this one before reaching home. Hills always make me lose the most energy since they take a lot of stamina out of you no matter what place you go. I tell myself to not give up and push forward. Jogging upward, I tell myself over and over to the same as before. Giving yourself motivation is everything. Without it, I would not be here today. As I am closing in to where I started, I choke out of breath while the same song blasts my ears. Never gets me tired. Hearing the same song over and over makes me pay attention to the lyrics and reflect on my life. They wanted heaven for me, I give them hell. Now they want something bigger, I'm overwhelmed. And if you're just as hopeless, I wish you well. We can't wait to see what you do next. What better timing? Every time I hear this, my legs move rapidly, understanding how much my life has been affected by everything. I reached the top in no time. I made it under 14. I can do one more. This time around the church, still making it before the 20-minute mark. Continuing, I acknowledge everything around me and am blessed. My brothers are fine. I have a loving boyfriend. My brother stands by me. I am healthy. I know what I want to do in life. I am making plans for my future. I stand up for myself even if it backfires. At least I give it my all. I have been and know it. That's all that matters. I laugh and get closer to the hill home again, ready to take off. In and out I breathe, inhaling my struggles and anxieties while releasing peace. I did not do this for nothing. This is what I have been working so hard for. In no time, I made it. I tapped my watch again to start my workout and couldn't believe my eyes. I made it in 18 minutes, beating my record of 19. Fist bumping the air, I softly yelled, "Yes!" I was ecstatic. Less than a few days and I already reduced my time from 19 to 18. All I did was not quit. And if I did, I would try again. Nothing comes easy. You have to work hard to be able to get what you and where you want to be. I walked around in circles to cool myself down, since the breeze helps and reduces the pain. This cool down was like no other. This one was filled with joy while making me realize how far I've come. To think about it, a year ago, I did the same thing. During the summer, I did it just because I did not fully appreciate how clear and mighty things were. Ups and downs happen. Yet I took it like a pro and continued to stay on course. Things were easier back then. I took control of my actions with no trouble since things were clear. Recently, this too has been happening while bringing new benefits. Making goals that I can achieve by being persistent and strict, like saving money, for instance. Dialing back from overthinking, understanding my signs of being anxious, talking more when being upset instead of holding it in, gaining confidence, knowing my worth, running when I wish, and craving when I want. Here I stand today with a grin on my face for something so small that means the world to me. I glance at the world, such beauty. The sun is mixed with clouds, creating shadows of truth, highlighting the beauty of the trees, the way they sway within the breeze, highlighting their features of vibrant leaves to their glorious barks, their branches making memories. Only the wind is heard, quietly making music only to those who admire. The crosswalks and roads are shades of fossil to dove gray, bumping from use yet full of history of the many things that come. I take my final breath from being outdoors, being a part of something grand and strong at home. As I am doing this, I keep telling myself hard work does pay off. I don't know when my time has come.
Thank you, Livkate. Our next reader is Annah Phen. Anna.
I had to carry that big guitar.
So I have one poem. I wrote it just last night for this event specifically. I call it Hidden Gem. The hidden gem of life, what are you supposed to be? Are you a darkened sapphire or a crimson red ruby? Are you the purest of all gems? Are you as rare as trazonite? Do you hold more meaning than a diamond's sparkling light? Are you as simple as a mineral? Are you as common as a quartz? Do you hold an answer to life that no one ever reports? I'm trying to get a glimpse, a glance at what can't be seen. Have people already found you, or are you like a dream? If something is only hidden, then it means it can be found. I'll dig to the earth's core, rise you from the ground. Because I need to know you, life is not an easy thing. But if I find you, I wonder, what beauty to life do you bring? Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Your drink, yeah. Our next reader is Richard Silvio. Richard.
Hello. Oh, okay. There we go. So this is a story I wrote for Professor Nardoni's class. It's an installment from a series of short stories about a Catholic priest in America in the late 1940s. The watch ticked on Father Miller's wrist. Almost 6 o'clock. The soft yellow light continued to burn as the penitent crossed himself, whispering for forgiveness. Father Millers recited a brief prayer, permitting the man to begin. The father closed his eyes and rested his ear against the canvas. A prolonged silence ensued. Father Millers opened his eyes. "My child," he said, "God is listening." The silence continued. The trees outside St. Anthony's groaned as a gale whipped against the stone walls outside the church. Father Millers adjusted his biretta, wiping a drop of sweat from his forehead. He issued consolation. "You mustn't be afraid. God is all Father, I have committed a great sin against God," the man uttered. Father Millers adjusted himself in his seat. "Fear not, for the Lord's forgiveness overcomes all evil. What have you done?" The man inched closer to the canvas, emitting an unusual combination of a faint bourbon scent, overpowered with the breath of mint. "Father, this evil is too great, I'm afraid." Father Millers gently pulled at the purple stole around his neck. Why on earth is this man here, he thought, if he is not ready to accept God's forgiveness? Father Millers found the biggest tragedy in this world to be the lack of understanding as to how great the power of God is to forgive. The greatest tragedy of this day, however, was the hot soup which was quickly cooling back at the presbytery. He went on. "My child, have you no faith in our Lord? You have come here on your own will, have you not? St. Peter denied the blessed Lord thrice, yet sought forgiveness and found it. Now, are you ready to truly make reconciliation and save your soul?" The man took a deep breath. "Yes, Father," he continued. "It is my son, Hal Bennett." Father Millers recalled the account of a terribly frightened Mrs. McCrae only a fortnight ago. Hal Bennett. "Go on." The man gulped. "Father, forgive me, I almost killed my son." Father Millers would never forget the trembling of Nan Bennett, his wife, when the child arrived at the hospital. The couple had reconciled, yet Father couldn't help but wish that Mrs. Bennett would have filed for an annulment. He stiffened. "God is listening. For what reason would you wish to commit such a mortal sin?" "It's my old lady," Mr. Bennett began. "That old bag wouldn't lay off me, night after night, waiting for me to come home. The nagging about where I've been, the constant complaining. I snapped." He banged his fist on the wooden rail. Father Millers leapt back in his seat. He cleared his throat as a couple of sweat drops raced down his head. "You must control yourself. Are you seeking God's forgiveness, or are you here to commit sacrilege?" Father stated. Nan Bennett was a good woman. The man's whisper evolved to a quiet speech. "My sin, Father, is in trying to take out my anger on my son. He shouldn't have to pay because my old lady can't shut up. Now she has me around a leash. You know I haven't had a drink in 2 weeks. For what? If she thinks Father Millers retained a whisper. "That is enough, my child. You surely do not expect God to forgive you for one sin while having no remorse for the other, do you? You must understand that we are all called to love, not to hate. No man or woman's sin is greater than that individual. You must release this hatred you hold for your wife." "Now, hold it 1 minute, Father. My wife may be a battle axe, a pain in the neck, and a bag, but I do not hate her." Father Millers recalled the scones which Mrs. McCrae had baked that afternoon. His tooth ached at the thought of an attempt on the pastry. Surely they must be stale by now. He took a deep breath. "You must refrain from using foul language like this to describe your wife. Remember the covenant you formed with God on your wedding day." The man retorted, "Father, why don't you stick with forgiving the sins, and I'll stick to dealing with my wife. Now, are you going to give me absolution or aren't you?" Father Miller's stomach grumbled as he came to the grim realization that once again, supper would be late. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. think that is our readers. I'm going to pitch in a couple of poems to finish things off, but want to ask you on the ballots. There are extra ballots over here if anyone didn't get one. If you could add in the names of some people who we added in before. I printed this out yesterday, so I want to ask you to add names of some of our readers today below. So if you can add Richard's name, Livkate, Livkate, Mejias.
I'm already on there.
What's that?
I'm already on there.
Oh yes, I'm sorry, you're on there. Engerman, E-Z, Engerman, E-N-G-E-R-M-A-N. Angel, de la Portilla. First names will probably be enough for us. Annah Phen. That's the fourth, so it should be 4 additional names. Richard, Angel, and Annah. You're going to make a decision of who you think has been the strongest reader today. I'm not eligible for this as a student prize, and I want to pitch in a couple of poems while you're thinking about your choices there. I have been involved with a collaboration last few months with Somerville artist Matt Carano, and I've been writing poems in response to some of his paintings. He's been painting in response to some of my poems. This is a painting of his, copy of an image of it, and this is my poem called Wakening. Behind today's explosion of buds, their shells tossed, leaves unrolling outward, hungry for snatches of sun between rain-smudged clouds, the wintered spring decay is dark with knowing. Deep blue shadows beneath shadows feed from forest floor, from vernal pools, from shallow ponds, primordial mud, birthing yellows, blues, sharpened petals, slicing streaks of rust. Hidden nests blossom within canopies of green, twigs and vines clasping, clinging to branches, their discarded scraps swallowed into burgeoning burrows, crawling, snaking, feathering to life. And this is a painting of his, and I worked on a farm as a kid, and it echoed for me about family farms and the day-to-day repetitive work that is done by farmers over days and seasons and years, and family farmers, and the effects of the environment over time in our changing environment. And this is a poem that was just recently accepted in a literary journal called Tiger Moth Review, which is one that is focused on literature engaging with nature and ecology and the environment. My poem is called Yellow-Hearted Sky. These fields shape my days, days measured by tractor turns cutting moments into rows of sprinkler heads clicking, spraying heads clogging in the irrigation system failure repairs urgent now with this yellow-hearted sky, a bowl of unrelenting desert overhead costs increasing like the dust, a constant now filling my hair and eyes watching the drying and wilting crops confused by the new seasons. These fields shape my seasons of plowing newly thawed fields made ready for sowing seeds sinking evenly into rows and crops monitoring and measuring levels of fertilizers to be applied. The applied hay rake combing wheat windrows threshed, baled, or combine loads hauled to grain bins and vegetable cellars filling sale orders for pickups, tractors, seed drills overhauled to stretch their years. These fields shaped my years ago at my grandfather's feet and yards and acres of dark soil just longing for seeds, corn, beans, squash, watermelon slices juicy on hot August afternoons when winter wheat seeds spread from my father's young hands, his hands lined, calloused, and bent by my harvesting time, the time in his tractor seat shortened by Pall Mall smoke and fires increasing every year, adding to the heat once welcomed, now taunting seeds, stalks, skin, soil, the soil surviving on pumped-in water evaporating under this yellow-hearted sky. And want to ask you to make a choice on the front there of who you think the best work today. On the back, there's a few questions for you to check out and respond to in our ballot questions there, including some of our courses for next semester if you're interested. I want to, while you're doing that, we'll have you put in our ballot box and then we'll do some counting. Want to just announce we have upcoming reading. Kristen Hill will be reading in Bedford on November 19th, Tuesday at 12:30. She's an amazing performance poet who's now the poet in residence at Brandeis University. Let's see, the Middlesex, credit writing at Middlesex website is one that I want to ask you to bookmark. We have QR codes out in the out above the food and on the table there, so do take a look. And there are reading and events that you can click on, and below there are archives there of recordings of different readings in the past. As had mentioned, the Dead River Review, also want to strongly encourage everyone here to submit to Dead River Review, the Middlesex Community College literary magazine, and that will be being produced next semester. Please submit your poetry, fiction, artwork, music, songs, what am I missing? Essays, reviews, what else? Translations, yes, all of the above, and some great work. So please submit. We'd love to look at your work, publish your work. Okay, let's hear it one more time for all of our readers. And lots of people got all different votes here. Some great work, but the winner today is Sreya Pyles. Sreya. And we have a gift bag of $50 worth of Middlesex stuff from the bookstore. If you want to do some exchanging, you can do that with the bookstore and get what you need, but some good things there. Again, thank you all. I hope to see you at our event in Bedford, and do bookmark our website, look for events next semester as well. And again, I'm around. Professor Bennett and Professor Ramirez are here. If you're interested in the club, interested in courses, activities that we do through the creative writing program, we're here. Happy to chat with you. So, again, thanks everybody for being here.
Thank you.